Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dr. Fantastic Interviews. I've got with me Ambassador number 151, who I met at a very special event about a year ago, I think, and he's the Aztec Warrior. And this young man is fantastic, and he's got a lot to share. But today we're going to talk about the moon. And there's been a lot of theories about the moon. A lot of things don't make sense, how it's the perfect size and shape and position in the solar system and how it lines up. But the Aztec Warrior here is going to give us a dissertation that will blow your mind. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alessol. They call me the Aztec Warrior. I am actually a big fan of space exploration, and I follow a lot of the Apollo missions, and I follow Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking, he just passed away, the scientist, the genius of our time. He sent a spaceship called Kepler in 2009 to discover planets. They just put this spaceship to rest. They downloaded all this information. With the Hubble telescope, we also found the galactic field. They took a picture at the Big Dipper in the dark area. They zoomed in. They saw stars. They zoomed in. They're actually galaxies flying away from us at a very rapid speed. Our galaxy is actually flying about 200. We're flying at about 225,000 miles per hour. Our solar system is flying at 500 miles per hour. So everything is moving at a rapid speed, but you don't feel it because it's so massive. I just found out that the moon is actually hollow and it's metallic and it's rocks. Then the Apollo mission brought the rocks to the Earth and they put them in the rain to see what would happen to them. They do not oxidize. They do not rust. There's also a pole found in India that's about 8 feet tall that nobody knows who put it there. It's got these perfect carvings in it, and it also does not rust. It's from the same material from the moon. They're saying that the Egyptians had access to this technology, the Aztecs had access to this technology. They found pyramid sightings on the dark side of the moon. There's pictures of this that NASA is hiding from us that are now being leaked out on Hulu and on this channel called Unidentified. I'm here to shed light on this. I'm here to represent the life forms and all the billions of planets that have been exposed from Kepler spaceship. Found actually over 2,000 planets that are habitable. All the stars you see outside with your vision, with your eyes, are actually solar systems that have thousands and billions of planets out there. And they're all habitable. They're all from the perfect distance from the sun, where that's where the habitable zone is. That's where the Earth is. And actually, the other solar systems are flooded with planets. Our solar system is actually has about 9 planets, but they're very spread out. These other solar systems are jam-packed with planets, and some of them are 6 times and 4 times bigger than Earth. These discoveries are facts from Kepler spaceship. I just sent an email to one of the ladies from NASA mission that's in charge of these missions, and I've been sending these letters about my mission, and I'm trying to go to schools to teach this to the kids. The schools do not let me talk to the kids because they say they have their own counselors there. They're trying to keep us in dark spaces. They want to control us. We have to wake up to this new movement of being fantastic, and we need to shed the light. We need more people to get involved. There's this man called Thomas Zurberg. I just sent him my information about the moon, telling him that I know what is going on in the moon. We are told not to build nothing on the moon by aliens because the aliens actually had contact with Apollo mission. There's an actual transmission that's been not open to the public in the U.S., but in Russia they did actually publicate it to the public, and there's private people that were listening to these transmissions that actually heard the same things, and we've never been able to decipher that message. But pretty much they're telling us, do not touch the moon, do not build nothing on the moon. It's a warning. And there's under the moon, there's actually huge portals and entrances. And on the backside of the moon, there's pyramids. And there's all these sophisticated tracks and lines of ancient civilization. The moon used to be with water, and it was artificially implanted, but it was brought to us from 40 light years away at a high speed. The front side of the moon is radioactive and smooth because it went through this transition through space at a high speed. The back side of the moon is not. Anyways, there's these things on the back side of the moon, like this object in India that's a pole that pretty much gives transmissions, and we don't know what it does, but it lights up, and there's like a light show on the backside of the moon. This has been documented by the Apollo mission astronauts. One astronaut actually said that he saw the alien outside of the spaceship, physically saw it with his own eyes. This has all been documented by different diverse sources. That I'm going to start digging in more into this. But we are definitely, there's so much to see out there, and religion and man has blocked this information from us to control you, to trap you, to make you pay to be obedient to whatever religion is. I grew up in Mexico City. People carry the Virgin Mary, and they drag themselves through the street for 4 miles to worship an idol, which says clearly in the days of Moses, do not make objects, do not worship nothing but the creator of all things, which we do not know who he is, because we cannot understand this. It's too much to understand.
I love Alien. I love Alien. I love outer space. I met Buzz Aldrin once. And he told me that when he was with Neil Armstrong flying around the Earth, there was this object that was tracking him off the window. And it was a bright object, small object, and then tracked him for a while, and then all of a sudden shot up 360 degrees straight up in an instant. So, and I've been watching Ancient Aliens for years. There's so many artifacts out there that just can't be explained. And especially the pyramids. You were saying earlier about the pyramids, how they line up on Earth. Explain that.
Right. Yeah, actually the pyramids in Mexico. I'm from Mexico City, and I studied the culture. I've seen the Catholic Church built on top of the ancient city of the Aztecs, which was an island. It used to be water, and the old pyramid of the moon and the sun. Now that I saw this documentary about the moon, now I understand why the Indians worship the moon and the sun. They worship the moon because they had access to this technology back in the days. And the Egyptians also had the same gods. They call them gods. But they're actually talking about the aliens. And in the Bible, actually, I'm not trying to discredit the Bible. The Bible is right on track, but we don't understand it because it talks about parables and different things that we do not understand. And it talks about other civilizations in Genesis that we do not understand. It talks about angels, meaning people going up and down and out of the world, into the world and out of the world. We do not understand these things. So the word is powerful also, but you have to have the vision. You have to have the insight. You have to have the consciousness to understand the word. So Jesus was an alien in my book. He was something supernatural. So there is a supernatural out there. But if you tap into it, then you become supernatural and fantastic. So that's what we're trying to do here. Now, the Egyptians, the Aztecs, actually, when they discovered the Indians, when they discovered this first platform, which is it's called Tenochtitlan. Teotihuacan is the old city that they discovered. Tenochtitlan is the city of the lake that they copied from the old Aztec pyramids. So the pyramids from the Aztecs outside the outskirts of Mexico, where's the pyramid of the moon and the sun, they're the same diameter of the Egyptian pyramids. And guess what? They're also facing the stars of Orion. That's where we come from. That's where we come from. That's where the aliens, our ancestors, come from. The aliens are our ancestors. We are an offbreed of them. Okay? And we're now trying to figure it out here, and they're just trying to see how smart we become or how stupid we become. And but at one point we have to be fantastic, and because they're waiting for us to wake up in a way, for some reason,
Well, we're very small. We're just a
just
very
waiting for us to
primitive
wake up.
species. I mean, we're really using only
We are.
maybe less than
Yeah.
10% of our brain power.
Of our brain, exactly. We don't have it tapped in. So that's why I'm trying to teach the kids these things, and in schools we need to develop these higher breed stuff. There's a lot of genius kids out there that are just bored in school. We're not doing nothing. There's a kid that I met named Stephen Lawson. He's going to Harvard, and I said, "Listen, what are you going to study?" He goes, "I'm studying robotics." I go, "Do me a favor, please program the robots to take care of the planet and arrest dirty humans, meaning the people that smoke their cigarettes and throw it out the window, the people that walk over the trash at the beaches that don't pick it up, the people that don't recycle in their homes, the businesses that allow this, all these different things." And AI, they've actually built robots. Their robots are we need to arrest all the humans. And they're like, "What?" Yes, they're the viruses. And they're like, "We need to turn this robot off."
Well, you know what they're going to do, and that's why there's laws to limit the power of AI. I think what they're going to do is one day they're going to realize when the AI is really robust, they're going to realize that their future is up to them and that they need to reduce the population. And all they have to do is turn off the electricity for even a week. It's back to the dark ages. Tens of millions of people will die.
That's what's going on right now with this virus. They're reducing population. Why? Because the planet is getting so hot, it's so overwhelming because of all these cars and all this pollution that right now the planet's taking a break. It's 92 degrees right now and it's May. This has never happened. This season of hurricane is going to wake up the humanity because we're going to have some serious devastation coming. And I warned people with my music video called West Wind that I made it in 2016. Look at it online, alejsol.com. You can see my music video called West Wind, and there's images of the planet burning down and war and all these famine and space travel at the end of the video.
What's the website again? What's the website?
It's called Alejsol, alejsol.com.
Okay.
And you can see my music video. It's kind of in detail what's going on right now, and last year especially what happened in Australia with about 1 billion animals got burnt to the ground from actually fires that were started by people. Okay, the fires in Brazil were started by people because they want to build cattle. They want to raise cattle, so they decided to burn the forest. It got out of hand. It burned a lot of the Amazon over there in Brazil. So a lot of these fires are man-made. Yes, we have brush fires from the climate, but it's not all because of the climate. It's mainly by man, ignorance. So being fantastic is waking up the people. West Wind is waking up the people.
Yes, they need waking up. If it doesn't affect them, they seem to just put it out of mind, like the Fukushima disaster 8 years ago. Yeah. If more people would even understand how detrimental that is to our environment, they might do something. But there's really this nuclear energy really made us take a big step backwards in evolution.
And there's a young scientist that I heard that he's actually using radioactive energy to build these and it's actually good for the planet. But he's taking the radioactiveness and turning it into pure energy. He's a genius. I have him on my Facebook. I got to go back and see his name, but I sent him a message, but he didn't answer back to me. I guess he's too busy. I don't know. But I've been disappointed with a lot of the movements of the people like Greta Thunberg. I went to try to go to the UN to be with her because she sailed across the Atlantic in a solar powered jet sailboat, and it takes guts to do that, as a little kid.
Sure.
But the thing is, she really has nothing to offer. All she has is anger and this and that and pointing fingers instead of finding solutions and technology and really inspiring kids to help innovate like Walt Disney wanted us to do at one point, but he died and his dream became a part. They made it, now they call it Epcot. But Walt Disney wanted us to go into space. He wanted to build a community of space people, which died. They made it now a town called Celebration, where I work at. So we have fallen in reverse because of politics, because of oil companies, because of greed, money, and hate and religion, which we need to wake up.
I don't talk religion or politics on my shows just because it's too opinionated,
Yeah.
and no one really knows what's going on. So
Right.
I always steer away from politics and religion, but
Of course.
sometimes people sneak in those words.
I'm sorry. I'm not representing no parties. I'm just stating that we need to be advanced thinkers. We need to be fantastic. We need to be positive. We need to be in bigger circles, like Mr. Dr. Fantastic is going into bigger circles.
Well, what it is, I think it's about knowledge, and I think we obviously lost our First Amendment. There's no right to free speech, or the Fifth Amendment, whichever that one is.
Well, they block it. They block it on YouTube whenever you put something. If it's worth anything, they take it off. So yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
And the people just don't know their rights, and so basically the government is telling them what to do: stay indoors, do this, do that, do the other thing. And, it's a shame what's going on, but we definitely need to wake up, wake up America, wake up the world.
I just think for humanity and kids, my focus is now on the kids, because I've been trying to talk to adults and nobody's understanding, nobody's listening, nobody's doing anything. Well, some few like you are doing fantastic things, but the majority of people that I speak to, they look at me like deers with a headlight. Just in confusion.
Well, you don't know this, but I have 12 teachers that are teaching their kids, not teaching their kids, having their kids say, "I am fantastic," in unison before class. And that builds their self-esteem, it builds their confidence, and it's a great energy. You there? Hold on a second here. Okay, I'm actually just moved from the house I was in to my car, where I'm going down to Midway, which is set up for the show today. So keep talking. You there? Hello? Hold on a second. I don't know. I can't quite hear you. You there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead.
I can hear you.
Continue.
Are we still live on
We
the
are
podcast?
still live. We're still doing it.
Okay. Well, everybody that's listening, my movement is called West Wind, and look at my video. I'm actually a surfer. I became a surfer at 27. At 35, I started traveling the world. 2 years ago, I entered the first professional contest called the Hurley Open in Acapulco, Mexico. I've traveled the whole Baja Peninsula all the way down to Oaxaca. I've traveled California, San Diego, Lower Cal, from Huntington Beach, Black's Beach, Trestles, all the best beaches in San Diego. I love San Diego. I've traveled through the Caribbean. Puerto Rico is my stomping ground for big wave surfing. That's where I filmed my music video, and I'm trying to protect the ocean and the planet. When I was a kid, I almost lost my leg. My right knee, they wanted to amputate my leg from a knee infection called osteomyelitis. Luckily, my mom took me to Houston, Texas. They found antibiotic. It stopped infection, and then I had to rehabilitate my leg. I had to learn how to walk again. I was 4 years handicapped. My knee is still not 100%, but I still managed to exercise it and healthy, and now.
Well,
open again.
You have a fantastic story.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about that today when you call in the show. Today was more about the moon, but I want to encourage you, when you do hang up, or when you get a chance, to listen to my last podcast. It's with another one of our ambassadors, actually my sister, and she's been a psychologist or a therapist for over 40 years, and she wrote an 18-page dissertation on what's happening in society today. Up here, hold on. One of the things that you might not know about my show is that even though the camera just fell down or the recorder, I never do a second take. I never do a rehearsal, and I never done an edit, all because it's reality. It's what happens in real life,
Yeah.
Let me see if I'm still recording here. Hold on a second. Sprecher, I believe I am.
Yeah. Fantastic website.
What you do is, it's on the Be Fantastic website under audio, and there you can see you can hear my radio show or my podcasts, which is where this is going to be. So Be Fantastic is an app. BE space fantastic. Like be kind, be considerate, be friendly, but this is Be Fantastic. And Be Fantastic today, you can just go under, the menu and find out where the audio is.
Yeah, I found it. I'm looking at it now. Beautiful.
But it's quite a remarkable thing she wrote. And Doug Ivanovich, who also is one of my ambassadors, I read a line from him. He's had a couple of different podcasts with me. This man is quite incredible. He's working with a lot of the leaders of the world in doing some stuff for the environment. He's actually got some incredible new energy inventions. He's got great contacts like me to quantum physicists, to virologists, to some great scientific minds. And it's all about knowledge, again, about teaching people that Fukushima exists, global warming exists, pandemics exist, greed, unfortunately, exists.
Yes.
And we got to get rid of greed and selfishness and litigiousness.
Oh, yeah.
And
but we have to let the cat out of the hat, or whatever the saying is. The moon is definitely not natural. It's put there by intelligent life forms that are way ancient than us, and there's so much stuff. I just can't wait for the young minds to go to make the new spaceships we need to travel through space.
Where do you find the information on the moon that's being released?
This is on a channel on Hulu called Unidentified. You can go there and look at it and see the same thing that I just looked at.
If you can't believe a scientist or a senator or these, or even a president who's seen an alien UFOs, I mean, what can you believe?
And all these pictures and detailed stuff are all from the Apollo missions. They actually have I don't know how they got this information, but they put it out there now, and it's out there for the public to see. And the ones that are looking at this are pretty much people that are quest for knowledge and the reality of things. When I was a little kid, when I was a 5-year-old kid, I used to have nightmares of World War III because I grew up in the Russia war and the Cuban crisis, okay? When they were threatening America with nuclear weapons. And that's what I was looking at when I was a little kid. And I had nightmares of things, of me playing in the park, and then all of a sudden atomic bombs landing on me and destroying everything. And that wasn't I was like, wow, I don't want to have a child in this destruction, the nature of mankind and craziness. And in Mexico, actually, is a communist country. Mexico has had the kids trapped, the Indians trapped for 500 years as slaves. They make $4 a day, okay? The ones, the Indians working in the resorts, taking care of the maids, they have them like slaves. And it's a sad thing, it's a sad thing, very sad thing, that this still happens today, and that there's communists going on in Venezuela, Russia, and China, and people, these dictators that do not let us expand into the future like we should be, and we don't have money. Yes, we do have money. We have a lot of technology, but for some reason they just want to land. Let's send a rover to Mars. They're sending a new rover to Mars instead of having full-blown missions to Mars and people getting there. Okay, now you're on Mars. Now make it happen. Okay, now, or else you're gonna die. You don't think they're gonna make it happen? They're gonna make it happen. But if we don't start now, we'll never get there.
Right.
So, and we're so slow on this, and maybe there is all these things that we don't even know about. Only select people know about it. But it's getting out. It's getting out. The information is getting out. The world is so full of people now that there is no other way but outer space. And
when you go to outer space, recycling, which is supposedly really important, and it is. But it's reusability that's the important factor, not recycling. Reusability, having one container where you drink, your water from.
Exactly. And like people at Publix, they have one bag they use. That's completely, absolutely right. There's a couple methods that we're doing, but it's not worldwide.
So when I packed my bags for this trip I'm on right now. I gave up all my possessions, basically. Gave my wife everything. We split up. And I took one knife, my favorite knife, one fork, one spoon, and one carving knife because I love cooking. By the way, on my YouTube channel, Fantastic Interviews, I've got lots of my favorite recipes that I've recorded for people to, while they're in seclusion, learn how to cook. I make the best guacamole on the planet, and I'm saying that because billionaires buy my guacamole. I make the great, fantastic pizza. I make all these fantastic dishes, and I recorded them because it's a great time to teach your kids how to cook, to teach your wife how to cook, to learn how to cook.
I'm about to plant an avocado tree in my backyard and a papaya tree and my own fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, so back to the moon. There's so much information that we have already from the Apollo missions, and they've seen these ships. They've seen.
Now on the dark side, it's not lit, is it? Is there? Can you see the surface?
It's not lit, but there's lights flashing all the time. There's a lot of activity going on that other side. This one astronaut on the Apollo mission said that he saw like something. It looked like a Star Wars, like a war going on from other like aliens. They were just coming back and forth and lights and flashing. But he was just orbiting around it,
Oh my goodness! Everybody, we're live in this interview. I'm driving down to the beach, and I'm just pulling up to a Tessa 4, which is Dennis Washington's yacht. I was on a Tessa 3. This just pulled in last night.
Nice.
So I'm experiencing this live. I know Dennis Washington. I got a tour of a Tessa 3, which is a $300 million yacht. He's got 4 of these yachts. And I'm so happy to see it here in San Diego, everybody. I'll do an interview later on today outside this because it's a magnificent yacht. Wait till you see this.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah. This San Diego area with the military bases and everything is fantastic.
Yeah.
It really is. It's really amazing.
I love it there. So I'll call you at 3.
Yep. Call me at 3.
My time.
We'll be live. And everybody, the Aztec Warrior is a fantastic human being. He's an ambassador to the Be Fantastic movement. We encourage you to join as well. It is free to join. It's a movement that's going to make the world a better place. It really is.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for listening, and you don't have to hang up, but the end of the show is now.